Rico.toro coming at you like this. Well, coming at you kind of executive like today, semi-executive. Just had a busy morning with some work calls. So I've mentioned it in a few different videos. I've mentioned it when people have asked. I've answered the question what I do for work, but people still ask frequently. So in case you missed it, some of y'all, I work in financial operations, mostly contract review and compliance review and accounting for an education company. If I worked for a major banking or financial institution, still in New York, I'd be making probably 20 to 30 grand more a year, but I'd have more debt, more expenses, more bills, higher cost of living, lower cost of peace of mind, less happiness, less freedom, less flexibility. So you get it. You see where my priorities are. So, anyways, let me jump in first with my 2 cents on a little bit of research I did today. People are asking about whether it's PCR or as a rapid test, aka antigen test for COVID, acceptable when entering the United States. Again, this is not a Dominican Republic rule or policy. This is the CDC, Centers for Disease Control. It's their policy. So whether you're coming from Europe, Canada, Asia, or the Caribbean, a negative COVID test is required. Well, I was just reading on the CDC site that a viral test is required. And based on my interpretation between viral and antigen, which is the rapid test, I believe they're referring to a PCR test. Don't take my word as gospel. You can do your own research. You can, whether it be online or offline, just my recommendation. I know Mr. Flip Flop has taken it upon himself to, he's provided some links, some information to some testing centers on the North Coast, and he's taking on the responsibility of going to those facilities and getting tested himself so he can share his experiences. So whether you get your information from Mr. Flip Flop, myself, or anyone else, it's not really that important. The important thing is that you get the right information. So, I just told you my interpretation. I'm not playing doctor today, but that's just the latest that I've seen. So now we got a little PSA that resulted in some questions via email and also on a recent video that I've gotten from some of you guys. And I appreciate this. I appreciate when, some weeks I don't know what my next video is going to be about. Because I don't seek out events and things happening and experiences happening, with the idea of shooting footage. I just live my life, and if I start the camera rolling while I'm living my life and then capture what I'm doing, what's going on, great. But, I don't go out and do things, with the camera rolling necessarily just for the purpose of making a video. So Shout out to JP. He's an expat or a long-term traveler in the Punta Cana Barbaro area. So he asked a question about women in Sosua, those in the game professionally versus those that are not in the game, versus dating apps, Tinder, Badoo, or Facebook, Instagram, etc. You get it. And his sort of questions tie into something Mike Moss asked. Shout out to Mike Moss, because this brother came here when the borders opened in July. Next thing you know, he's down on the South Coast near the capital, just adventuring around. So he went from rookie to instant expat, seeing both the North Coast and the South Coast. So I gotta give him props for that, that level of adventurism. If that's not a word, adventurism is a word today, because rico.toro says so. So, real life experiences, personal observations, always thanks to my loyal subscribers, friends of the channel, and thank you new guys for tuning in. Go ahead and hit those buttons, subscribe, share, like, the good buttons. So, thank you. So, he was asking about the talent in Sosua. Well, it all depends on what you're looking for, and mainly what you're looking for, and where you're looking. Because if you ask me, there are natural beauties everywhere still in Sosua. Are they always going to be on Pedro Casante? Are they always going to be in Rumba? Are they always going to be in Anvi or on the beach? Not necessarily. Sometimes they may be working in Playero. Sometimes they may be working in the dental office. Sometimes they may be a waitress at Bailey's or something. Sometimes they may be cleaning your room in New Garden. Well, those are usually not the hottest ones. No offense, all respect, mommies. Doing the hard work, keeping the rooms clean, changing some of these dudes' nasty sheets, etc. So respect to y'all, but let's be honest. Sometimes those are not the most talented ones. Anyways, all that aside, yes, there have been greener pastures as far as the point and click game out there. However, like I say, depends on what you're looking for. And if you're thinking long term, really all you need is like 1 to 2 or 3 at most, maybe. Good regular women that you enjoy your experiences with. They give you that good customer service, that good foot rubbing, and attention to detail, and you can trust them a little bit, like up to 70%, but you don't trust nobody more than that, in my opinion. And I still don't, even though I've known, some people here like 5+ years that are in my Dominican circle. So, that's my take on that. So yes, there's talent in Sosua, definitely. Whether it's where you're looking or whether it's easy for everyone to find, it varies. Again, depends on what you're looking for, where you're looking. I can tell you that on the dating apps, there are pros and cons to that. There's a lot of filters used. You don't always get what you're expecting to come through the door. And usually if they're within 3 or 5K kilometers of Sosua, they are in the game at some level. Whether they only come upon call, or is a lot of times the difference, because there are some gyms in some of the neighboring barrios and out in Puerto Plata that only come upon call. They do not come to Sosua unless they have a reason, meaning an appointment. And, you know, so the miles may be a little lower. Some still may be a lot higher because they may be coming back and forth on that carrito a little more than others. However, to me, there is value in that they are not walking up and down the street in the club every day of the week. So there is a difference. But, you know, you have to, like I say, you have to just vet and screen carefully. You know, that old question, you know, what are you doing to support yourself? What were you doing before we met? You know, those words have been said a few times. Those are good qualifying questions. So, with all that, hope y'all stay well, stay blessed. Oh yeah. Let me know in the comment what you think of the new trailer track. You know, playing with some editing software. YouTube may or may not flag me for a copyright violation, which they do sometimes with music in my videos, but I'm not quite monetized yet, so I'm not that concerned just yet. Later I will be when I become monetized. But so yeah, just let me know. Your opinions, feedback, good or bad, are always welcome. Take care of yourselves. Rico.t.toro.